a Pennsylvania man who happens to also be an election official. He's basically a supervisor of a warehouse of, voting equipment, voting machines, voting technology, all of that in Pennsylvania, has filed a lawsuit against Donald Trump that also lists Rudy Giuliani and several other Trump allies as the defendants, alleging defamation against these individuals. Now, Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump are both no strangers to defamation lawsuits. We've talked about that extensively, even within just the last couple days here, because they've got a lot of lawsuits against the both of them separately. But now they finally get to join together and be sued all in one. So again, man by the name of James Savage, supervisor of this warehouse, was in fact called out by Trump, by Giuliani, by their allies, as somebody who may have allegedly changed votes. Now, the lawsuit does make clear that in some of the instances, some of these people only referred to his job title, not by name. But as he is the only one with that job title, the only one in that position they specifically called out in that specific area in Pennsylvania where they said it happened, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who they're talking about. So that's why he's able to sue for defamation. And if that were just the end of the story, I'd stop talking. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because what Mr. Savage has gone through, according to this lawsuit, is absolutely mind-blowing. He says that ever since he was targeted by these individuals, he has now suffered 2 heart attacks. And part of that is because of the amount of threats that he is receiving from these crazed Trump supporters. So yes, just your average, everyday, working class guy suddenly finds himself thrust into this spotlight because of Trump and Giuliani and everybody else. Now he's got health problems. Now he's getting death threats. His whole life has been upended and changed permanently with the heart attacks because of what they did to him. This, I don't ever want to say that a lawsuit is foolproof, but this is about as close as it gets. You can prove personal physical damage linked to the words and actions of these individuals that were false. You don't need a whole heck of a lot more than that. And Donald Trump, since he is not the president of the United States, cannot kick this lawsuit down the road like he has with so many others that got put off while he was in office that he's now facing and having to sit for depositions for. That ain't going to happen. And for this man, for Mr. Savage, I hope this lawsuit moves swiftly. Knowing Trump, there is a good chance with this particular one, since he is very likely to lose, this could be one that actually settles relatively quickly. Whatever's best for Mr. Savage at this point. Usually I don't want Trump's lawsuits against him to settle because I want everything to be fleshed out. I want everything to come to the surface. This one, not so much. We already know what happened. We already know the damages this man suffered. If he's able to settle it quickly, start getting his life back on track, maybe end the threats from the Trump supporters, then I 100% support his decision to do that. But we'll have to wait and see. Again, this lawsuit was just filed at the end of last week, so not much has happened. We don't even have a response. The media outlets couldn't even get a response from Trump or Giuliani or anybody else. So we'll see what happens. But what has happened to this man is absolutely disgusting. And it's no different than what's happening to school board officials across the country because of Trump supporters. And the judges trying the Capitol rioters, they're also getting death threats. So are secretaries of state, both Democrat and Republicans. So is Neil Cavuto at Fox News because he encouraged people to get the vaccine, and Trump supporters flipped out about that. These Trump supporters, there's virtually no category left of individuals that they're not willing to threaten to kill because they're not saying things they 100% agree with, or, in the case of Mr. Savage here, because Donald Trump is spreading lies about what these people actually do.